Blog Talk Radio.
Only fear fears, but fear does not live here. I am your host, Miss Tonya E., and it is January 26, 2015. How are we doing today, family? I hope and pray all is well with each and every one of you. I hope and pray that you had a wonderful weekend. Before we get into the show, that was India Irie. I am not my hair. I am not my hair. I am the soul within. And that brings our topic that we're going to be speaking about today, family, as we continue this series of Who's Watching Who. And before we get into that, family, I want you to call in because I really don't want to speak to myself today. I know there's snow that is about to hit my hometown, NYC, upstate New York. It is winter, so we really don't know what to expect, but I just hope and pray you got everything that you need. We're praying for our homeless people that they get shelter that they need just the same, and let's help each one if we can, or lend a helping hand if we can just the same. Call on in, family. That's 646-004389. That is 646-200-4389. Now, I also want to say thank you because you all know I don't take your time for granted. I appreciate you. If you're listening live, thank you. If you're listening to our archive shows, we also thank you. Please be sure to spread the word. And thank you. And if you missed last week's shows, oh, my goodness, definitely you got to go back and hit. Our special feature guest that we had was Mr. James Z. Jackson, comedian Tyrone Bergson, and our lovely queen, sister author, and motivational speaker, Sean Ellis. Please be sure to check the archives. And like I stated last week, and as soon as we started the show again, I want to make sure I become more consistent so that we can grow our base and know that we are here to talk about the solution, not the problem. And with all that is going on, family, our hearts are bleeding with so much violence going on within, outside, inside our homes. Our people are killing each other on domestic violence. Minds are being short-circuited out under pressure. The enemy is busy, but we have to stay in prayer, family. If you are in need of anything with yourself, with your kids, please put the ego and the pride aside and reach out to someone. And because we are here helping each other, but we won't know what you're going through if you don't reach out. Okay, so let's begin our show, family. And today we're talking about imaging versus I'm aging. And as you can see, or if you spell it out, both words are spelled the same, but we put a parentheses in the middle of I am. So it would be I'm aging. And we're speaking about this particular topic, family, because, again, our children are failing because we're not doing our parts. And I'm not speaking at you, I'm talking to you. That we see it all the time, family. What society has taken a toll of manipulating the minds of so many, thinking that their image of what they look like on the outside is what's going to gain the popularity, the love that they're looking for, their opportunities of their success. As a little girl, I recall, like India Irie in the song and her lyrics, there was an age of passage where little girls had to be little girls. And we weren't sassy growing up in the 70s. We were wearing ponytails with barrettes, multiple barrettes. We couldn't wear curls unless it was just a bang. If we did wear curls, it was either Christmas, Easter, or your birthday. Because back then in the 70s, I know it's a lot of our younger people now saying, oh, that's what y'all did back in the days, but boom, 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 you know, all this bang, 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 and la, 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 la. But if you look at what we had to go through for our stages back in the days, it made us become classy women. not everyone is classy in different ways. Classy is in different terminologies it's used. However, we didn't grow up fast. And there were young girls that did. So every household of girls were not on the same level, but majority of the girls growing up back in the 70s, we had to grow up as a little girl and go through the stages of maturing, our puberty stage. There's a reason for different stages. And it's so sad that at this time and age, in 2015, there are no stages of growing up. Our little kids are now being pressured into being adults before their time because so many adults have not grown up from their childhood themselves. So we have to look at what we're doing with our little girls, with our little boys. And I'm going to speak about our little girls for a moment, if I may, and then I'll get into our little boys. But I want you to call in, if you can, 646-200-4389. You are listening to Sound Off, Only Fear Fears, but fear does not live here. And I am your host, Miss Tonya E. Now we're going to speak about the young girls. Like I was saying earlier, there was different stages that we had to go through as a little girl, wearing ponytails, barrettes, bangs, cornrows. We even did our cornrows ourselves. There were no going to the beautician to get your hair braided. Either you did it, your cousin did it, your mother did it, your auntie did it. Somebody did your hair, and we were not going to the beautician unless, again, it was your birthday, Easter, the holiday. And from there, as we grew from, I'd say about maybe around 9, 10 years old, a new product came in. And the product around that time was the Jerry curl. So again, here is a product where society said, hey, you got kinky hair. Why don't we help you with that kinky hair? And so that our mothers didn't have to press and curl our hair, let's put this little product in. It was a perm, but a curly perm, just to make our hair curly. So anywho, we went from the Jerry curls. From the Jerry curls, we did the some other type of Jerry curls that now you can wear versatile, something where you can now take the curls out but wear it straight and so forth. But all in that, we was breaking our hair. So and who were we trying to look like? The images that were on TV. We wanted to have our hair flaring, just swinging in the air when we walked. And then by the time I got into high school, we started going to a salon called Black Hair Is. I know you all remember that back in the days if you lived in New York when the Black Hair Is. It was like, okay, now you get your perm, now you can do your bob cut. We were now more in control of doing our hairs. But again, who were we doing this for? And what images that were in our eyesight to make us want to look different than our natural beings. Now I'm going to jump start to our young girls today, as well as our young women and grown women. Society has now said that you don't have to look like you were born. You can now get plastic surgery. Plastic surgery has become the biggest business, I think, in the United States of America. Actually, it's probably outside of that, but I'm just saying, speaking in general. But where now women are getting Botox, facelifts, butt implants, breast implants, shave this fat off here, shave this fat off there. It's like, where are we going? What are we doing, family? We are alternating our natural beauty, and it's so unfortunate that we say we want a real man, but at the same time, how real are we? And we have to really look at what we're allowing our girls to do and to become. And it's our fault because we have not spoken to them, letting them know they are beautiful just as they are. And where are they getting this money from? We ask with the K. You know what? We actually have a caller, and I want to thank you, caller, for calling in. So I'm going to get right into this, caller, because I want to hear your voice as we speak about imaging versus I'm aging. We have 334-430. Are you there? And good morning.
Good morning, sister. I was just listening in for right now.
Okay, I appreciate you. And you are a brother. Can I please talk to me? I know you're listening, but we're about to, I was just talking in regards to our young girls in the imaging versus I'm aging, where when we were growing up, in the 70s, I don't know what your age is, but growing up, we had a stage in the age bracket on what was a little girl, what was an adolescent, what was a teenager, and what was a grown woman. And as I was just saying before I brought you in, was that we as grown women have done injustice to our little girls, because we are now showing our little girls that we have to look a certain way in order to basically grab the attention of our future husbands, of our men, of whatever it is that has brought them the illusion of what society has said this is what beauty is. And you being a male, perfect timing, because as a man, as a little boy, as you was growing up, what were you told or how to perceive young girls in the eyesight that you were seeing when you was being raised?
Well, when I was being raised, for me, my standard is this right here, not to offend anyone. I looked at how she acted. Yeah, I looked at how she acted. For one, for me, beauty was on the inside. I know you hear a lot of people say that that's not true, but for me it was. If you take, let's just see, in black society, everybody would equate Beyonce with beauty, and they would always say that Whoopi Goldberg was on the other end of the stick, which I believe she was, a beautiful female to me. But anyway, for me, I looked at how the female acted. If she carried herself loose out there doing, being with a lot of different people, she wasn't the one I was going to choose. I would rather have the conservative sister that was keeping to herself. So that was my opinion on females, on choosing females for myself.
So you know what? I didn't ask you your name, and please forgive me. What is your name, brother?
Jim, calling from Alabama, and I'm 33 years old.
Jim, thank you from Alabama calling in. My mother's actually from Tuskegee, Alabama. What part are you from?
Greenville.
Okay, I guess it's not that far. But, Jim, I appreciate you for calling in, and what you said is the true fact. It's a lot of things, as I was saying, that I'm 44. If God sees fit, I'll be 45 in April. And we were told beauty is from within, and I still believe that, and as I was saying earlier before you called in, is that what our young girls are saying today, and young women in their 20s, they're probably in their 30s too, that's what you all did back then. We hear that all the time, as if we're like old as dinosaurs. Yeah. But a lot of that has gained us into having values and respect and morals for ourselves, which we see today. What is the going rate for relationships today? Before it was courtship. What is it now? Is that even known today, courtship? Mm-hmm.
No, it's no dating. It's no, hey, can I get your number and we talk and let's be friends for a minute and then move to the next level. It seems as if it's straight sexual. I mean, honestly, when you look at it, it's straight sexual. We don't know anything about each other and all of this, and then you see how in just a few months it's destroyed, and I'm like, well, you guys never gave each other time to see if you even liked each other. You looked at him because he was dressed nice. He looked at you because you had a nice shape, and y'all went from there.
And that goes back to the image and verse in the
Oh, I'm sorry.
No, go ahead, Jim. I'm sorry. You go ahead and finish what you were saying.
Oh, the only thing I was going to say is I'm not seeing any courtship, and actually these young brothers don't even know how to approach a female in courtship, trying to flirt, be friends. Hey, can we go out and do this and that? And actually, as far as the females go, it seems as if they're not even attracted to that. They just want somebody to come out and just be, the more aggressive guy, come out and, hey, let's go do this and do that, and we'll go from there.
So there's really no substance in being in a relationship today, is what you're saying. And I understand, too, it's more lusting versus loving. And I didn't say it, but I'm a single woman by choice. And at this point, I'm taking my time because I done been there and did them bid. And it wasn't that I was the woman that needed a man. It was just a point of I was looking for a team player. And unfortunately, those team players see an independent woman. Yes, I was raised so independent. Please believe where I understood. I understand now within the last 10 years that it has done me a lot of harm because I didn't know how to turn it off.
Yes.
So as I started becoming older, I started seeing, going through. But again, every woman that walks through a door is not coming with the same idea, oh, I need somebody to hit me up and take me out for the night to be that, that one-night stand. Well, let's get physical. And with all that's going on today, like you said, no one's saying let's get to know each other. And I'm not going to say no one, but it's very few. It's a very lower percentage today because everything is going towards what we can see of the eye vision. That goes back to the eye imaging versus I'm aging, where we look one way at a certain age, but through the process of every 10 years, we're changing. And it's unfortunate that a lot of people are not embracing their age because they're still trying to stay 20 years old. If you're 40, the new 30 is not 20. The new 40 is not 30. If you have made some alterations upon your features and so forth, no. The foundation of youth for me is how you carry yourself, how you have accomplished yourself, and still be able to be happy and love yourself where you at after overcoming so many obstacles. But if you have to hide the scars with Botox, facelifts, booty injections, breast implanting, I'm going to tell you, Lord, I've been blessed with both. And, honey, let me tell you something. I worked with what I have. But I'm blessed, but I work with what I have. But it's not always convenient. But you know what? This is what God gave me, so I embraced it. So, Jim, what would you say? What would you say to our young men? Looking at our sisters, and we're not bashing. We talk truth here. We don't sugarcoat nothing. What would you say to our young men that are maybe looking to courtship? Because I'm gonna bring that word back, courtship. That's what we need. What would you say to them today?
Actually, what I tell these young brothers is to do what, I'm doing also. I'm always building. Build your foundation up first. Don't be out here, and when I mean foundation, get yourself right as a man first. So, therefore, you shouldn't be out here, you're in your late 20s, still living with your parents. The only thing you're responsible for is buying clothes, a car, your car note, and a cell phone. I tell them always get yourself together first. You shouldn't be out here with no job, no money, looking for a female. And a lot of people try to look at it as, oh, man, you a simp, you're a gold digger. I'm like, look, no, you're supposed to provide security. You're supposed to make a woman feel secure with you. She shouldn't be around here worried and stressing. And in my opinion, I looked at it, and like I say, this is my opinion. I believe that's why you see a whole lot of females, they're snapping, they're shooting, they are doing harm to their children. It's because they're not supposed to have all that stress and pressure on them. Everything is going higher except for your pay. But anyway, like I say, I tell brothers to start with themselves first, get themselves together economically and financially, get themselves stable. Then you go out looking for a girlfriend and your future wife. And, I would tell them, give them their props on what you should look for in a female. You don't want and actually I tell the sisters also, the way you dress, just the way you dress can determine how a man will even approach you. Now, if you got your breast out, your shirt is so low you can about see all your breasts, and you can about see your skirt is real high, a man, he's not going to approach you in a way that he want to date you. And if he is, 9 times out of 10, he's going to be lying. He's just trying to get you somewhere for the night. But now if you carry yourself, you're dressed nice and that good stuff right there, you will see a big difference on how men approach you. He's going to come and he's going, hey, talk to you. Can I get your name and number? Then he'll start moving from there. And, that's what we need to bring back because, like I say, everything is just lust now, and we're just getting a whole lot of heartache out of that. That's all.
You're right, James. You are so right. And I thank you for your truth, brother. I so thank you. And again, like I said, we don't attack each other here. We share the solution because I know for me, I'm so sick and tired of hearing the same thing over and over and over again. Let's talk about what we need to do. And we need to start back with the courtship. But prior to that, we need to start showing our young children, our young girls, and our young boys on how to be gentlemen and little ladies. And they're not getting it because they seeing mama, auntie, grandma, because now grandma is half the age of mama, and daughter and son is like half the age of them. Is that they don't get it because they haven't taken the time out, like you said, and I so agree with this. Look within yourself first. Get you right first. And this is what I tell sisters all day, every day. Get to know you. You're going to have to go back into your childhood and face those voices and everything that was said to you that made you feel less than. So that what you, instead of feeling less, when you was feeling less than, you allowed those words to build your character. We all have been there. We'd be lying if we said we didn't. But you have to face those things that made you feel a certain way so that you can become better. And I always call it a generational curse because it is what it is. So that you can know who you are. Sure.
Oh, I'm sorry. Before I go, one more thing I just want to add it is you be that example yourself. Don't tell them to do something that they're not doing because they're gonna do what they see. So therefore, if best you can lead by example. Me, I teach, people you need to have your own business, start your own business. So therefore, now if I didn't have my own business, I would still teach that. I would just tell them, look, I wasn't able to do it, but that's what we need right now. But anyway, if, I can't sit here, let's use pants sagging. I can't tell them to pull their pants up if my pants is hanging down off of me. So,
right.
Lead by example, and, that's another thing. We got to start dressing better because we have a very bad dress code. And like I say, what they're doing is they're looking at the people on TV, and they're trying to emulate it. Let me give you this example right quick, and then I'm going to move on. I was speaking to this
take
young
your time.
boy. He had gotten some tattoos in his face. And I was like, bro, come here for a minute, because actually I wanted to ask him, by you being your age, who did your tattoos. But anyway, I told him, he had his little girlfriend there. I pulled him off to the side. I said, look, man, you know that she's in love with you right now, but sooner or later it's a great chance she's going to leave you. I said, the reason being, I said, I know you looking at Lil Wayne and the other rappers, and they got tattoos in their faces. But the thing is, they don't have to sit in nobody's office and ask for a job. One day you is. So you're sitting up here and you done got all this stuff up under your eyes and on going across your face. I said it's gonna be extremely, extremely hard for you to get hired. I said one thing, if you did get a tattoo, if it was on your arm, you could have worn long sleeve shirt or something. I said, what you gonna do now? Are you gonna go in there with a ski mask on? And his partner, he had tattoos on the back of his hand. I said, what you gonna go in there with gloves on? I said, see, you guys gotta think. Once she get older, yeah, it's fly right now, but when she get older and you can't do anything for her and life start lighting a fire to her, she's gonna start looking for somebody that can help her out. So, I tell these guys, and another thing I always teach to them, stop getting in trouble, because now what they're doing is at these schools, if you get in a fight, the first thing they do is arrest you. You got a record. Now, say for instance, you got that record when you were 17, 18 years old. Now here you is 23. You've changed and everything like that. You are living in a society that to be honest, it is trying to hold you back. There's obstacles out there, but you have to. Don't give them another excuse. So when you say, hey, I'm more than qualified for this job, well, hey, I see you right here where you have a felony. Oh, that right there was 5, 6, 7 years ago. I don't care. You have a felony. So, try, because they're doing stuff and they're getting in trouble for it over nothing. And, I speak with them, some of them, it gets to them. A lot of them, it don't. But I tell them, on over in life, you're going to see what I'm talking about, because it's going to be extremely hard for you to get by. And life it's only getting harder out here. It's not getting easier. So.
You're right, James. And I want you to call back in. I'm going to have to get you as a special featured guest, because I'm loving what I'm hearing from you, that you are in the trenches with our youth and you're doing your best to try to help them. And I totally appreciate you. We appreciate you for what you are doing, and please continue to do what you're doing.
Yes, ma'am. I got to do more, though.
Well, you know what? All you can do is what you can. At least you try, and that's the best you can do, and it's so much appreciated, okay? So don't be Superman, because I know I try to be Superwoman, and let me tell you something. I don't have a problem walking by myself, because that's who I am, but my Trinity team is always with me. But it's a stages that we have to go through, and make sure you continue to ask God to lead you, because when He leads, instead of us doing it because we're so passionate, we miss the ears that need to be heard, or the ears that need to hear what we have to say will receive and embrace what we're saying. But please know, every child that you're talking to is listening. They want us to talk to them. So I thank you so much also, Jim, for calling in, and you have a blessed day as well as a week. And please be sure to call back in, because I really want to talk to you again.
Sounds good. Will do, sister.
Thank you so much, my brother. Have a blessed one.
Thank
Family, you've been listening to Sounds Off Only Fear Fears. I am your host, Miss Tonya E., and we were truly blessed with the caller, Mr. Jim from Alabama, giving us the truth, because as we said before, fear does not live here. We speak the solution, and he definitely delivered some words of wisdom and for both sides. And I want you all to make sure that you really look at, what are you holding up as your idol? Because that's exactly what it is. When we're looking at someone else and we like, oh, right, I want to be just like that person, you're really giving that other person more authority, and basically you're worshiping them. So be careful upon who you trying to look like opposed to who you are within yourself. Take a look in the mirror at yourself, family, because if there is anything that you see in the mirror that you don't like, work on it. It's a one day at a time process. We all go through something. We all are going through. It's about the journey as we walk each step, family. And know that, again, we were not bashing. We were talking to you, not at you, because we want us to become better us so that we can become better we. And let's bring that courtship back in the relationship. Get to know who you are trying to get in the bed with. Get to know who you are trying to get into a friendship or relationship with. Because sometimes it's not even the person, it's not, the image that you're seeing is totally not the person that you thought that person was. Because, again, of what you're seeing of that person dressing, driving. Don't get it twisted. A lot of people do rental cars, too, and they rent suits, too, as well as our women. Like I said before, ladies, to know yourself and your natural being. There is nothing wrong with having moles on your face, pimples, acne. It is what it is. Work on yourself. Find out what is going on with you on the inside so that your inner beauty can bring out the outer beauty, family. I thank you all for tuning in, and as always, Jim, I thank you so much for calling in and breaking bread and allowing your voice to be heard, and continue to do what you're doing for our young people. You're so much appreciated, Jim. And family, we're going to attempt to try to come back this week. Let's see what we're working with. And if you up in the North State, like I said, New York, my people, y'all make sure y'all be safe up there, because the blizzard, what they're speaking about, is going to have you in the house probably for a couple of days. So, again, if you can help someone, please do. And let's pray for our homeless people just the same, that they gain the shelter that they need. Family, I want to thank you all again for tuning in. And, Jim, thank you so much for calling in. Again, allowing your voice to be heard. It's so much appreciated, family. You have been listening to Sound Off Only for your fears, but fear does not live here. I am your host, Miss Tonya E. I'm going to close out with Trent Shelton. He's a motivational speaker, and I came across one of his postings that I felt that would definitely speak volume upon what we're speaking about now, because a lot of times, again, when we're trying to be something we're not, we're looking for love in all the wrong places. And we give so much of ourselves that we lose ourselves, family. So this particular one, he's talking about confronting the broken heart. So let's listen to Trent Shelton, and then we're going to sign off, family, again. I thank you so much for listening, and be sure to spread the word. We are here at Sound Off Only Fears, but fear does not live here. I'm your host, Miss Tonya E., and we speak about the solution, not about the problem. Let's continue to build, family. God bless.
So you gave them your heart, thinking that they would be responsible for cherishing it. You gave them your trust, thinking they wouldn't abuse it. You gave them all of you, thinking that they would give you the same in return. But their love was selfish, while yours was given. You accepted less because you thought little was better than nothing. You thought that they would actually grow to give you more, not realizing that you were just setting the standard to how they could treat you. You were their steal, something so valuable that they could treat so cheap, something so special that they could get so easy. You didn't make them live up to the person you should have. So instead, they made you settle for a person who was far below your worth. You let love, that bridge that goes from heart to heart, be built off of words, not actions. You knew love wasn't supposed to hurt, but you accepted the pain. You knew love wasn't what they were giving you, but you still took it. You knew love was honest, but you still believed the lies. You were trying to create the relationship you want out of someone who wasn't capable of giving it to you. You gave them a title they didn't deserve. You gave them a heart they didn't deserve. You gave them a you they didn't deserve. You added to their life while they just subtracted from yours. The thought that they could change one day took your heart. You were trying to give oxygen to a relationship that was already dead. You were trying to hold on to a person that was trying to let go of you. All you started to see was who they could be. So that made you blind to who they really were. You were in love with the hype. You let that relationship take your relationship with God. You let that relationship burn bridges in your friendship. You let that relationship make you think that true love doesn't exist, huh? You let that relationship ruin your life. It starts to make you think that you're not good enough when you know God made you great. It made you start to hate to see happiness, start to hate to see happy couples. It made you lose your self-esteem. It made you think that alone is the best way to live. The person who didn't love you is now keeping you from the one who will, God. I want you to give your heart to Him, and He will place in the hands that deserves you most. Give your heart to Him, and He will give you that love that you're searching for. The heart that's meant to love you should have to go through Him to find you. So you know, if they haven't built a relationship with Him, then there will be no chance that you will give them a time and day to build a relationship with you. You know what true love doesn't feel like. So promise me that you will never settle for that feeling again. We're not going to blame them for who they are, who they were. We're going to blame ourselves, for thinking they were different. The love that they were pretending to give won't have a chance from anybody to mislead us again. Don't let someone's ugly ways make you think you're not beautiful, because you are. I want you to smile. It's not your fault. It's only your fault that you accepted lies over and over. But it's their fault for missing out on the best thing of their life. It's rehab time. Let's heal.
With the cold weather incoming, what's the obvious choice for a backyard upgrade? Hint, it's a Solo Stove. Solo Stoves are smokeless, and that's not blowing smoke. With the patented design with signature 360-degree airflow technology to feed the flames and burn off smoke before it gets into your hair or clothes. Create the perfect atmosphere this fall. With over 222,000 five-star reviews, Solo Stove is the ultimate fire pit. Just ask Snoop Dogg. With countless sizes, there's a Solo Stove for every backyard. From tabletop fire pits to pizza ovens and even fire pits designed to sit 8+ people, there's something for everyone. With the lifetime warranty, enjoy the comfort of your 100% stainless steel fire pit without the worry of it breaking. Solo Stoves are built to last, not just for the season, but forever. Get yours now at solostove.com.
Welcome to the Financial Quarterback Podcast. I'm Josh Jelinski, and every week I'm diving into the world of retirement investing and financial planning. From understanding market moves to protecting your future, we cover it all. I bring on expert guests and have a little fun with games and real-world insights. With nearly 2 decades of experience and a Forbes-recognized track record, I'm here to guide you through the biggest questions about your money. Subscribe to the Financial Quarterback Podcast on Apple, Spotify, or wherever you get your podcasts.